friends, Jake here. Wanted to share an experience that happened while playing the organ at church today. I've been using my iPad to play as my hymn book for well over a year now, probably 2 years, and I've never really had an issue until today, when I finally had one of those oh crap moments. What happened is, I was getting ready, and then the audio visual guys came up to me saying, "Hey, you're peaking," which for those of you who don't know, that means I'm getting that fuzzy sound when it's getting too loud and it just sounds dreadfully awful. Yeah, that's what I was doing. We were broadcasting it to some other buildings. When they came up to me, I was happy to fix some of the things that we were doing. But I realized one of the keys of the songs as I was working on it, I was well prepared for this interlude and key change on our closing hymn. And I knew the music, but I had printed it off and put it into the iPad right before we left, just so that I'd have something actually written down instead of just flying from memory and doing a key change without having at least a backup written down. Always good to have a backup, and that's important here. So I had printed it written down, but instead of printing it in the key of C, which is what I was wanting, I ended up printing it in the key of D, which is the original key. I've already got that. I don't need another one, but I didn't realize it until I was already at church. Hashtag stupid on me for not preparing better, but here we are. So now that I'm at church, I'm realizing this as the sound guys are talking to me. And so what I end up trying to do is I try to back it out. I don't want it on my set list. Back it out, trying to just remove it. But I had 3 people talking to me about different things. 1, I was trying to work with the music director on something. 2, the sound guys were talking. 3, I was just a little bit distracted because I was running a little bit behind today. Well, running behind didn't make anything better. So as I'm sitting there, I end up deleting what I think was the wrong printout of the key of C, when in reality, I deleted the second hymn. Now, typically that wouldn't be a big deal because you'd think that I would just delete it from the set list. No, I don't delete it from just the set list. I go and delete it from the whole stinking iPad. At this point is trying to take a picture out of the hymn book of the intermediate hymn or the second hymn. I'm not doing a very good job because again, the people are still talking to me as I'm trying to figure all of this out last minute. I'm reminded of a story that was shared at the Brigham Young University organ workshop. Instructor Bonnie Goodliff, she says that it's fine to do that. However, you should always have a backup. Now, do I have a backup? I thought I did, but in reality, no, I did not, because I deleted it from the whole iPad. There's some water right there. Interesting. So here we are, about 20 minutes before the meeting is starting. Thankfully, this isn't going on as the meeting's starting or 5 minutes to count down. I'm looking around, realizing the type of predicament I'm in, and I'm like, is there a spiral hymn book around? A spiral hymn book that I don't have to have 6 other hymn books just to hold the page down? Before anybody wonders, yes, I am actually still trying to figure out with the sound guys. I'm working on the 2 things at once, and it's going okay at best. So I look in the organ bench, and to my surprise, and I probably go as far as calling it a miracle, because this is church we're talking about, and God lives. Here's a hymnal. Because a lot of times there actually is no hymnal in the organ, despite the fact that one may think there would be. And that's exactly what I needed to spiral down. I do my last little bit with the sound guys. We figure out why things are peaking, and we get it good to sound good for the other meeting houses that the session is being broadcasted to. Why in the heck would I be wanting to talk about this? That's actually a good question. Because even though you may plan and prepare as good as you can, there was a little squirrel there, they might actually not go according to plan. Going back to what Bonnie said, you always need to have a backup. I didn't have a backup, and I got real lucky today. But what if I didn't have a backup? What would I have done? I'm not really sure, to be honest. So I guess the question is, what would you do? Would you run the risk of using digital music for your performance? Or would you just stick with the old-time paper route? Which, let's be real, it also has some potential drawbacks. Let's see, what are some drawbacks of a print edition of a hymn book? There's a strong enough gust of wind it could turn the page on you. Not the end of the world. So now my question to you is, what would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments. Should we always have a backup? if you need to be carrying around a print edition of your hymnal, is it worth using digital to begin with? Just remember, I've been using digital for 1 to 2 years now. I've never had an issue once I got things figured out in my digital routine. Today was just kind of a perfect storm. I was anxious. I was talking to 3 people at once and wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. And I wasn't fully prepared because I printed off the changed key. I've been rehearsing it for weeks now, but I finally printed off the changed key about 5 minutes before I left. So shame on me, I get lucky. What would I have done had there not been a hymnal there? I would have figured something out. So that's my story. What are your stories? I'm really curious. How many of you have had one of those, oh crap, moments with an iPad? What about an Android? I don't know. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.